Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag. This is my first one of these on my channel. I started YouTube in July, so I still could have kind of done it, but I was new to YouTube, booktube especially, and so I didn't really know about it. So I'm doing it this year for the first time, and I think this is going to be fun. So let's just get right on into the video. So first question is, what is the best book you have read so far in 2022? Now this one is very hard for me because I have read so many amazing books. So I looked at my Goodreads and I decided to pick 3. I think that is fair. So the first one is A Touch of Darkness. I read this one recently this month, so you wouldn't have seen it, me talk about it anywhere. And wow, this was so good. I had a feeling I was going to like it from just the cover personally, but from what it was about specifically, I didn't think I would enjoy it so much. But I actually really enjoyed it, completely 5 stars. This actually amazed me. It was kind of a new experience for me, which I love in books, because I kind of felt like I was reading the same thing constantly. But wow. So yeah, I really enjoyed this, and if you haven't read it, please go and read it. It's so good. The next one is All Roads Lead Here by Mara Zapata. I have read Mara Zapata beforehand, before this, but I don't think anything beats this in a Mara Zapata book. All Roads Lead Here, I was addicted to, and I have done a reading vlog on it, but I just constantly kept wanting to read and pick it up, and I finished it in not even 2 days. Was it 2 days? I'm gonna say 2 days to be safe, but it was amazing. And considering it's a thick book, 2 days is pretty good. But yeah, that's one. Then the third one is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. This one, if you are planning on reading it, do check the trigger warnings because there are some hard topics. But wow, I was not expecting this book to be what it was, but it's amazing. And I heard Lara Reese talking about this, and that is why I picked it up. Wow, so good. Please pick it up, but do check the trigger warnings. Okay, next question is, what is the best sequel you read so far this year? Now this one is hard because I couldn't decide, and I haven't really read that many sequels, but I thought, you know what, it's kind of cheating a little bit. So I read this series for the first time last year, but I reread it this year. So is that kind of cheating? Yes, I think it is. But you know what? It's fine. That's the sequel to the Heartstopper series. I've just got the first book here because I think we all know what the Heartstopper series looks like. But yeah, the sequels to the Heartstopper. Wow. This series, this graphic novel, even the TV show, it's just amazing. There's literally no words to describe it. That's how good it is, and that's what I'm gonna say. So amazing, just love it. I think we all know my opinions on Heartstopper. Okay, next one. What is a new release that you haven't read yet but want to? I haven't got one, if I'm being honest, because I did have one, but I recently read it, and that is I Kiss Cheryl Wheeler. A reading vlog will be up soon for that. I've got to read one more book for it though. But yeah, so that is what it was going to be, but now I don't have one. For what is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? Again, I don't have one, unfortunately. I tend to go for more of older releases. I don't really keep up with the new releases, which I probably should. I just don't, so maybe I should change that. What was your biggest disappointing book so far? Now for this I'm going to say We Were Liars. Now before I read this beforehand, I knew that people had like different opinions on it. Some people said that it was like terrible, they hated it, they did not enjoy it. And then some people said that they like quite enjoyed it. And from what it says on the back, and like from what I've heard of it, I thought, oh, I'm actually really going to enjoy this. No, I didn't. I'm gonna be having have up a reading vlog soon. This reading vlog has took me months to film. Let's just say I started it in March. Like, I have done a whole channel update since then, so it's not even going to go with like my updated channel, because I've changed things since then, although the ending will. But it's just, I'm still gonna upload it, you know, for fun, because it's took me months to make. But you'll be able to see my opinions on that. So yeah, I'm not even going to talk about that book anymore. I feel bad for hating on a book, but everyone has their own opinions. What was your biggest surprise in book so far? Right. This is the Summer I Turn Pretty series. That's like my surprising series. For the pure fact of, I didn't think I'd enjoy it because it's a love triangle, and I despise love triangles in books. It's just not my favourite trope. I don't typically pick a love triangle up. I just don't vibe with it. I never have. I don't think I ever will. But this series, wow. I love the series so much. I'm going to stand by this series for a while. And the TV show recently came out, so if you haven't watched that yet, please go and watch that. But yeah, so that's the only love triangle series book I will ever read. Well, I have read it. I picked it up because I heard that there was going to be a TV show, and also I heard people say that it was like great, and even people that are like me and don't really like love triangles say that it was really good, and now I get it. Okay, who's your favourite new author? Okay, so for this one, definitely Taylor Jenkins Reid. I only recently started reading her books for this year. This was the first one, funny enough, I ever read of hers. I've got the other book of hers over there, and I'll explain in one of the other questions in a minute. But wow, the way she writes, the way she tells a story, I don't know what it is. It's amazing. If you haven't tried any Taylor Jenkins Reid books, I highly recommend that you do. Okay, sorry, I'm mistaken. I forgot. I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is my second read. Anyway, not the point. But just her writing, like, wow. Amazing. So yeah, like I was saying, if you haven't read any Taylor Jenkins Reid yet, definitely read it. And I'm going to say, if you're going to go into her books, start with The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Daisy Jones' Six, then this one, because they're my favourites. Okay, next. Who's your new fictional crush? Don't have one, if I'm being completely honest. And that's all I'm going to say, because there's nothing else to say about it. Okay, who is your newest favourite character? I do actually have quite a lot, if being honest, because I just enjoy characters in most books. But maybe this is a hard choice. Okay, characters from, I'm just going to name the books, because I love all characters in all books. I'm just going to say Misbehave by what's her name, Shirley Rose or something like that. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Always Lead Here, obviously. Still Beating, and Unconditional, because I read that last year, but I also reread it this year. Is that Sheehan? Yes. Oh, and Him by L.L. Ash. Because again, I read that last year for the first time, but I also reread it this year. What books made you cry? Now, I haven't read a book that has made me like sob cry, but tear up. Maybe Still Beaten, because of like the hard topics and just the emotions you feel from it. What else? Another one is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, because of like the topics in it, and it's a bit of both. Emotional, where you feel emotional for the character, but also emotional near the end, because you're like, finally. If you've read it, you understand. But yeah, I think those are the only ones I can think of right now. But I do get quite emotional for most characters, and then like, oh, they're going through a rough time, or emotional when it's like a happy ending. So you never know. With me, I've become very emotional. What is one book that made you happy? Now this one's a hard one, because all the books I read make me happy, most of them. But again, maybe my favourite book, so the ones I reread this year, which is Him by Ella Lash and Unconditional by QB Tyler. I think those are what make me happy, because they're my favourites. What is the most beautiful book you have bought or received so far this year? That would definitely be A Touch of Darkness. I picked this up because of the cover. Wow. How beautiful is that? I love it. I love dark covers. Anything dark in life in general, I love. So this is just very like a me cover, if that makes sense. I don't know, but I love it. And I just want to point this out. This is very flexible, which I love. Just the format of this book, just everything about this book. I mean, even the font size is just perfect. This book is just perfect. Let's just say that. What book do you need to read by the end of the year? Everything that's on my TBR, which is 500 plus books, as my Goodreads tell me. So yeah, I'm not going to read 500 plus books by the end of the year. We have got to be realistic with that one. But if I had to choose, maybe all my physical books that I have on my shelf now, I think that'd be more realistic. Yeah, because most of them I have read, believe it or not. So yeah, I'm going to say realistically, everything that's on my shelf, that's like on my physical TBR, I think that would be more of a realistic goal. So yeah, that's all the questions. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please like and subscribe if you want, and hope to see you all in my next video. Bye!